What is going on, guys? In today's video, I want to discuss a game that has been canceled at the worst possible time. Now, if you have not guessed what game I am talking about, yes, you probably guessed it right. It is XDefiant. Now, XDefiant was supposed to be the new COD killer, or at least big competition for Call of Duty, and we desperately need that right now. Unfortunately, XDefiant is sunsetting their game. You can't see me do quotes, but they're sunsetting their game. Essentially, what that means is they're not supporting the game anymore, and they're completely taking it offline in June of this year. Now, why did XDefiant shut down? Well, I'll tell you why it shut down. Ubisoft, the publisher of XDefiant, is completely broke. Now, why is Ubisoft broke? Well, it's because they have made terrible games year after year after year, and they have all of the same problems that a lot of other big publishers have, and that is lack of talent and lack of direction, okay? Big publishers have completely lost the plot. There's still a lot of talent in a lot of these dev studios, but the people in charge of these dev studios, first off, they don't play video games. Second off, they don't play video games. Third off, they have absolutely no idea how to make a good video game. And then you're thinking to yourself, well, they're not making the video games, the developers are. Well, no, these publishers have complete and total control over these developers. So you get the point. It's just a complete mess. Ubisoft is shutting down XDefiant. Ubisoft sucks, a lot like other big publishers that we all know, right? Wink, wink, Activision, EA, and pretty much every other AAA publisher. They're all terrible. XDefiant is shutting down in June. If anything, it's pretty much shut down right now, right? Because they're not updating the game. They did give us, like, what was it? Like up to 7 seasons of content, bunch of new guns, bunch of new maps. And I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, my God, the content drop they did. Of course, this is just one massive content drop. They were never going to do this. But the content that we were going to get in XDefiant, and that we did get, and what we see right now in the game, it's so incredibly good, and it's just such a shame they decided to close the game down and stop supporting the game right now, especially because Call of Duty is in one of the worst states it's ever been in, right? So when Black Ops 6 dropped, XDefiant player numbers dropped drastically, right? We all knew that was coming. I'm sure even the XDefiant team and Ubisoft knew that was coming as well. So they just decided, you know what, we're just going to cut the game off, chop the game off. We're not going to support it anymore. That was definitely one of the reasons, but one of the main reasons is because Ubisoft is just completely broke and they can't afford it. But it's just such a shame that they didn't stick with the game, because right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the perfect time to keep supporting XDefiant. Because I can tell you right now, all of these Call of Duty players that stopped playing Call of Duty, a lot of them would be playing XDefiant right now if it was still a live service game, if it was still a game that is still continuously getting updates, right? Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I still do play Call of Duty. A lot of people that play Call of Duty still play Call of Duty. But I will say this. If XDefiant was still live, I mean, it is still live, but I'll get to that in a second. But if XDefiant wasn't going to be completely shut down in June of this year, I can guarantee you a lot of these people that are still white-knuckling it in Call of Duty would be playing XDefiant instead. Now, a lot of people are going to say in the comments, well, hey, Stern, XDefiant is still live, got a huge content push, bunch of new guns, bunch of new factions, bunch of new maps, incredible freaking maps, by the way. So why aren't you just playing XDefiant? Well, for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other people, when I play XDefiant, it's really good, right? The content's great. All the guns are great. They added a new prestige system. Pretty much everything we wanted in the beginning of XDefiant, we have now. But it's going to be completely shut down in June. So what's the point of grinding prestige if they're just going to cut the servers off in June? What's the point in pouring all this time and effort and grind into XDefiant if it's just going to be completely taken offline in June? And I mean completely taken offline. There's going to be no way to play it, no way to download it, no way to nothing. So all your progression is just completely cut away. And then you could say, well, you know, Call of Duty, they do the yearly release. And, you know, what's the point in that? And to that, I say I totally see your point. But at least you can kind of go back and play the older Call of Duties and look at your progression and look at all your skins that you got and everything you unlocked and your prestige levels. I mean, for me personally, I do go back and play a lot of older Call of Duty games. It's something I do all the time. So to say that, hey, what's the point? You know, every year is a new COD and you just, you know, uninstall the last one and get the new one. That's not me personally. I'm going to tell you how many CODs I still have downloaded and still play it pretty much all the time. I still have Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, I play that the least. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, still play that game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, 2023, I still play that game all the time, right? And then obviously there's Black Ops 6 and Warzone. And I do play a lot of Warzone, but as far as the multiplayer in Black Ops 6, even though it's so freaking solid, the maps are just, it's too hard to play. The maps are just too bad. But that's besides the point. The point of the video is, I really think Ubisoft made a big mistake canceling XDefiant when they did. They really did. I think XDefiant would be shining, absolutely shining right now compared to Black Ops 6. And it's just an absolute shame because I was so excited for XDefiant. I mean, we waited years for this game and they finally released it and it was such a solid game. Yes, there was a ton of missing features. There was no prestige mode, even though there was a progression system, but there wasn't a prestige mode. The game itself was super solid, and I was so excited for the future of the game. And then for them to just throw that at us, for them to just be like, you know, after everything we've been through, guys, and not to mention the dev team were incredible, shared everything with us. Mark Rubin was an absolute G, okay? This guy was completely transparent with everything going on. And I was so excited, guys. I was so excited for the future of XDefiant, and for them to shut it down, to me, it's just a huge slap in the face to the community. But I know it's not the dev team's fault. You know, Mark Rubin, Patty, well, who's the guy, the old COD pro who's on Patty Cakes? It's not Patty Cakes. I don't even remember his name, but you know who the hell I'm talking about. Those guys poured their heart into this game. Aches, that was his name. Aches, A-C-H-E-S, I think. They poured their heart into this game. And for Ubisoft to come to them and be like, hey guys, sorry, I know you've been working so hard, but we're canceling the game. It's just a freaking shame. But that's pretty much the video. It's just me discussing my feelings on XDefiant, the cancellation of XDefiant, and where the game could have been in the future. Of course, it would have never been the Call of Duty killer. It never would have been the Call of Duty killer, but man, it would have been great competition in this COD scene because it was such a freaking solid game. And I'm definitely going to play it a little bit more before it sunsets. Absolutely. The gameplay you're watching right now, the games that I did, the games that I recorded, it was so crispy. It was so clean. I mean, they added weapon inspect to the game. Prestige mode was added to the game. And the maps are so goddamn good in XDefiant compared to what we have in Black Ops 6. I mean, my God, even compared to what we have in Modern Warfare 3, a lot of the best maps in Modern Warfare 3 were the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps. I mean, XDefiant's maps were just top notch. I mean, so many S tier maps in that game. And then the new maps we got from all the future seasons that they dropped. I mean, my God, colorful, classic 3-lane maps, great flanking points, the spawns, everything just worked so well in that game. And of course it got a ton of hate. I don't know. It's just sad. XDefiant, ladies and gentlemen, they closed their doors at the worst possible time. God, I guarantee you they'd be thriving right now. Now, one of the last things I want to say real quick, guys, is I believe the XDefiant player base right now, as we speak, is actually a lot higher than we expect. Now, when I got gameplay footage for this video, when I clicked Q to search for a match, I would be into a game, a lot of the times a brand new game. Not a game, what is it called when you get into a game that's already going? I'm off script, by the way. I've been off script the entire time, if you can't tell. I found a game instantly. Like, I clicked play, boom, in a lobby. You know, it does the whole thing where it's like, you know, going up to 100% just to like load everything, and boom, I was in a game. Now, a huge reason you do find games fast in XDefiant is because there's no skill-based matchmaking, but you would think with the game sunsetting and all the player base being dead, you would think that it would take a long time to find a game, but that is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. Another reason why I think if it was live right now, if it was still a live service game that wasn't going to be canceled, the player base would probably be huge right now. So that is another thing that makes me really upset. It's like, dude, the player base is still strong. Like, I don't know. But that's the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like. And I also want to know who the hell is still playing XDefiant today. Again, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, Stern out.